My name is Isaac. I'm a freelance photographer based in Hong Kong. I'm 18 years old. I'm based in Hong Kong. I've lived here my whole life. I grew up here, and I've always been interested in photography, mainly kind of landscape and astro and that kind of stuff. I also did a few concerts, and I kind of wanted to venture into something new. And this kind of started back in 2014 during the umbrella movement. I saw what was going on in the streets, and I wanted to find a way to kind of document it. Back then, I didn't have the chance and opportunity that I have now because I was only 13 back then. And I went out on the streets taking photos like I would have liked to. So then when this round of protests started again mid last year in June, I felt like this was my chance to kind of do what I've always wanted to do and kind of capture Hong Kong in a totally different light to what we're normally used to see. So yeah, kind of through that, I was like, I started with kind of the big protests, and then it started to escalate. And then I got a few more jobs, and then it kind of just went from there. So that was taken on quite a notorious day, August 31st. However, this was not in the Prince Edward Station. This was one station next door in Mong Kok Station. This was about 20 minutes before the infamous raid on the Prince Edward Station happened. So essentially what happened was kind of the night had been slowly kind of building up. There's a few kind of petrol bombs, a bit of tear gas here and there. And then a group of protesters kind of ran into an MTR station to kind of escape from the police. And the riot police kind of followed in and charged in, jumping over the turnstiles and trying to catch them. But actually, all the protesters got away, and they managed to get on a train heading towards the Prince Edward direction. And I believe that was the same train that was stopped at Prince Edward, where those infamous pictures of police hopping on the train and kind of beating protesters, but also kind of regular civilians that just happened to be caught on the train. So that picture was of I believe one of the commanders or one of the leaders of a strike team who was tasked to kind of go in the MTR station to catch the protesters. So I took that just as he was kind of leading. I was in between him and the rest of his squad, who was a bit farther behind, and he was telling them to kind of hurry up and get a move on. Honestly, it's been, I'd say this for most photojournalists, it's been like really interesting, especially the ones that have been here, the local ones, or the ones that have been here for an extended period of time. Myself, I've been covering it since June. So you've kind of seen how it escalated, and how the protesters have learned to adapt to different situations, and how they kind of stepped up their actions. But also for the journalists like myself, like been a really interesting kind of learning curve, especially since I didn't really do that much photojournalism before the protest started. I've taken a year off school to do this, so I'm in a gap year at the moment. I just graduated high school last year, so it was kind of like the first experience for me. But throughout this, I've kind of learned a lot about like not just photography wise, like the technical, but like more of the emotional, kind of how to connect with your subject, how to kind of capture a scene, how to like understand what's going to happen, where you need to be. And honestly, I think a lot of the photojournalists that have kind of been here for an extended period of time, they know how to kind of, they have this sixth sense now to where things are going to happen. And I think that's like kind of a lot, if that makes sense. That's kind of like a lot of what I've learned. It's not like the technical stuff, but more the emotional, how to connect with the subject kind of stuff.